So the first thing I'm going to do, I already highlighted and did my brows. And for my brows, I just used my Anastasia brow pencil in, this is the perfect brow pencil in dark brown. It's the one that comes in the Lavish palette. And I also tweezed my brows, so that's why they look a little more clean. Tweezed them with my Anastasia tweezers, also from the Lavish palette. Love the Lavish palette. And then I highlighted my brow with the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Primer and Brightener in the color 003, which is like the dupe for MAC's highlighting pen. And of course, nothing compares to my MAC highlighting pen, but this is the best I could do. And then to set the brow under the eye, I used this Inglot palette, and I mixed this really light peachy color and the light pearl color, mixed those together. And then I also used those two to set my under eye, well, I used this one to set my under eye powder mixed with my matte MSF in light, because I like a really, really bright under eye. So that's what I did so far. And then I did this eye. So now we're going to start with this eye. So I'm using my Naked Palette 3 again, or the Naked 3 palette, so that you guys can see different usages for the palette. I'm taking a small blending brush. This is the E25 from Sigma. And I'm going to take the color Limit, which is my favorite matte color from this palette. It's a nice neutral pinky color. And I'm putting that all over the lid with this fluffy brush. And I'm going right into the crease, but not going any higher than the crease. So I'm really smudging that all over the lid. And then just making sure that blends nicely to the highlight color. I want to deepen it just a little, so I'm going to do a second layer really nicely. I love this color for just like all over the lid or in the crease. It's a great neutral pinky tone brown. I love it. And then to deepen it just a little, I'm going to use Dark Side, which is like this grayish taupe. And I'm going to put that right in the outer crease, outer lid crease area. So I'm not doing like a full-on smoky. This is more like a really blended, natural definition to the crease, just so that if you can see the brush is on my lid, but it's still gonna give us some definition in the crease area, just so that the liner doesn't look so misplaced. And then to help blend that more, I'm gonna go back to Limit and just help that blend so everything is nice and smooth. And if you need to take a clean brush to blend in the crease, do that. Perfect. So now I'm going to use my Waveline Fluid Line from MAC. And to make it nice and pliable, I'm also using a 266 brush, which is a small angled brush. And to make it more pliable, I like to use my MAC Mixing Medium. And so I'll just put like a drop in the actual product and then mix it with my brush. And so I'm just smoothing it out with the brush, and now I'm going to make my liner. Liner doesn't have to be perfect, but just don't make it too messy, because we're going to be using that as our guideline for our eyeshadow. So I'm just making a simple wing liner. It doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. Just a nice, and it's pretty thick, pretty even thickness all the way around. Now I'm going to go up. And for this part here, I do clean it up with a concealer brush, so it can be pretty messy. So I'm not worrying too much about it. And I want it to be really thick so that when you're looking down this way, it almost has like this very sharp triangular shape to it. And like I said, the bottom doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to take some more and just make that thick line. And then just look back at the thickness. It's a little longer on the other side, so I'm going to lengthen it and also make it thicker. That's good. So now I'm going to be using this eyeshadow from MAC. This is a mineralized eyeshadow in the color Blue Flame. It's so messy. So this is what it looks like. It's a nice mineralized shadow. And then I'm going to use this small crease brush. If you have eyes that are smaller than mine, which is probably what you have, everyone's eyes are smaller than mine, then I recommend using a really small brush. You could use a 239 or a small smudger. This is a 239. You could use another angled brush, even a lip brush. Anything, a detail brush, anything small enough to, ow, itchiness on my leg. Anything small enough to put that product on your lid and cover the liner without making a mess. And also for mineralized shadow, I would recommend wetting the brush. So I'm just going to take some Fix Plus and lightly spray the brush all around, and then just dip my brush into that blue eyeshadow, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to slightly smudge. You see how nice that is? It gives such a nice blue glittery effect. And when you're smudging, smudge from the bottom of the liner, not the top, so that you can go back and clean up the bottom, but the top should be as clean as possible because that's harder to fix. So I'm using a really light stroke, and I want this outer part to be really, really blue. So I'm just going to pack that eyeshadow on. And you can see it's lost a little bit of its shape, but that's okay. We're just going to go back and clean it up. Now to finish off our glitteriness, you could leave it like this. Of course, I take everything to the extreme. So I'm going to be using some Too Faced glitter glue, which is my favorite glitter adhesive product. And I'm going to go back to my angled brush and just clean it off a little bit with a tissue and take some of that glitter glue on the brush and then put that, just, you know, smack that on top of our winged liner. And I'm going to use Reflex Blue, I believe. Yes, Reflex Blue from MAC. I don't know if you can pick up on the reflection blue, but it's a really pretty glitter. And you can see it just reflects blue. Now, using a glitter adhesive, it does come off very white. So I'm going to go back in with a little bit of my mineral shadow just to make it dark again and go over it and just keep it nice and blue. So do you see how glittery it is now? It's so pretty. And now to finish off, I'm going to be using a liner brush, a flat liner brush with some concealer. This is MAC NC42 Studio Finish with a flat liner brush. I'm just going to pick some of that up. And then I also like to go to the back of my hand and warm it up. And then now I'm just going to cut that right there. And then I go back with my tissue, wipe off the brush, pick up more concealer because you don't want to add eyeshadow if you're trying to clean up. So keep a tissue so that you can continue cleaning and you're not adding to the mess. And this is like a foolproof way to do liner in general. So even when you do your wing liner. Okay, so that looks perfect. So after this, I'm just going to take my foundation brush and buff away all of the eyeshadow fallout and also clean up the liner. So I applied my lashes, and to finish off, I used a little liquid liner just to cover the bands of my lashes and did my face. So I like the way the blue and the pink look together. It's kind of 80s. You could do a nude lip if you do a pink lip, or you could do neutral cheeks and do the pink lip, but I did both. So for my cheeks I used Laguna bronzer, and then to really go in on the contouring I used MAC's Blunt blush. So, and then from blush I used MSF Stereo Rose, which is a nice pinky peach, really, really, really shimmery color. And then on top of that, to highlight, I use MSF Blonde, which is a really, really, really pink gradient. So it goes from like really soft pink to a really, really, really light pink. So I use the light pink as a highlight on my cheekbone. And then just contoured my nose a little bit with Blunt, because my nose tends to disappear when I do my makeup. So I just do a little line on the sides of my nose, just so that my nose actually stands out, because my nose is so little. It like disappears with the makeup. And then for lips, I use Snob and Saint Germain. So I did Snob and then a smidge of Saint Germain. These are like, you know, classic Barbie pink colors. So I did a little bit of those two. And you could probably just do Saint Germain alone, because it looks a little more like Saint Germain. Or you could do like Blankety, would be really nice. Or just any nude lip that you would like. I would stay away from peachy nudes. Anything peachy nude with the blue I think would be a little weird. That looks better with purple. But anything pinky nude, definitely like cream cup, and things like that would look better with this look. So this is the final look, my loves, and I hope you like it. I really love this look. I did this look months ago, like literally months ago, and I posted it on Instagram, and I never did a tutorial, and I thought I need to do a tutorial. I do so many great looks that I never did make videos for. So I'm going to try to just put out as many videos as I can, just for the girls who I know really support me. Because it's not about views. It really is about you guys. And I just want to put out, you know, great stuff. And let me know if you like the lighting and also the setup, if this is close enough or if this is too far, or I want to know your views, because I feel like this is like the perfect range of space, because if it's too close I feel like it looks messy or you miss out, and if it's too far then obviously you can't see close enough. But I think this is the perfect amount of lighting and also closeness. So let me know if I finally got it down. So I got a comment on my last tutorial saying that she thought I was using a webcam, and I'm like, really? I use a Nikon D3100, and I have 2 light fixtures here. So I do have lighting. I have a good camera. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, but let me know if this is better. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned for my next video. It's going to be a perfume video where I'm going to show you all my perfumes and give you a little rundown of all of them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Mwah. Stay glam.